serial killers don't just commit evil.
We are all evil in some form or another, are we not?
Some brag about it on camera, from cold smirks to twisted lies.
It's not hard to kill somebody. You can kill somebody pretty easy if you have the mindset for it.
These interviews reveal just how heartless they truly are. Today, we're exposing the 10 most disrespectful serial killer interviews ever caught on tape. Viewer discretion advised, as the last one will leave you speechless. Richard Ramirez.
Serial killers do on a small scale what governments do on a large one. They are a product of the times, and these are bloodthirsty times. Even psychopaths have emotions if you dig deep enough.
In a 1993 Inside Edition interview with Mike Watkis, Ramirez's smug arrogance chilled viewers. Sporting sunglasses and a sly grin, he dodged questions about his crimes, saying, "No comment."
No comment.
Tell me what kind of emotions you have going through.
With a smirk that screamed defiance. When asked if he was evil, he leaned back, chuckling. "We're all evil in some way."
We are all evil in some form or another, are we not?
His casual pride in his satanic image and boast about a courtroom pentagram tattoo, flashed during his 1985 trial, mocked the pain of his victims' families. On April 10, 1984, Mei Leung, a 9-year-old girl, was found raped and stabbed in a San Francisco basement. It was the first known kill of Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, born February 29, 1960 in El Paso, Texas. From 1984 to 1985, he terrorized California, breaking into homes at night to rape, stab, or shoot at least 15 people, from 6-year-old Anastasia Wuornos to 83-year-old Mabel Bell. He left pentagrams on walls and forced victims to swear on Satan. Arrested August 31, 1985, after citizens in East LA recognized him from a police sketch. Ramirez was convicted in 1989 of 13 murders, 5 attempted murders, 11 sexual assaults, and 14 burglaries. He got 19 death sentences but died of lymphoma on June 7, 2013 at San Quentin. He even taunted Watkis, his Inside Edition interviewer, saying, "You think you're smarter than me?" as if enjoying the spotlight. Ramirez's cold, calculated glee and refusal to show regret spat on the memory of victims like Leung and Wuornos, leaving viewers horrified by his love for terror. His interview wasn't just disrespectful, it was a masterclass in heartless showmanship. However, we're just getting started, as the next one is out of this world. Aileen Wuornos.
That I know that the cops knew who I was. After Richard Mallory died, I left prints everywhere, and they covered it up and let me kill the rest of those guys to turn me into a serial killer.
On November 30th, 1989, Richard Mallory, 51, picked up Aileen Wuornos on a Florida highway. Hours later, his body was found shot 6 times with a .22 caliber pistol in a Daytona Beach junkyard. Wuornos, born February 29, 1956, killed 7 middle-aged men between 1989 and 1990, claiming they tried to assault her during sex work. Arrested on January 9, 1991, at the Last Resort bar in Port Orange, after pawning a victim's camera, she confessed to the murders. Her lover, Tyria Moore, cooperated with police, linking Wuornos to the killings via fingerprints and stolen items. Convicted in 1992 for Mallory's murder, she received 6 death sentences and was executed by lethal injection on October 9, 2002. In a 2002 interview with Nick Broomfield for Aileen.
With Richard Mallory, because you gave that testimony with Richard Mallory.
Yeah, Richard Mallory was not self-defense. Richard Mallory I killed, and I needed his wheels to move the stuff, and he had the right amount of money I needed to.
Life and death of a serial killer, Wuornos unleashed a storm of rage. She screamed at the camera, accusing prison guards of torturing her with sonic pressure through intercoms.
Hey, I was tortured at BCI. They had the intercom on in the room, and they kept lying that it wasn't on, and they were using sonic pressure on my head since 1997.
"They're trying to drive me insane!" she yelled, her face red, eyes wild. When asked about her victims, she snapped, "You're lost, Nick."
Oh, you are lost, Nick!
So
I was a
explain-
hitchhiking hooker.
Right.
Dismissing their deaths as self-defense. Her paranoid rants and hostile outbursts painted her as the victim, spitting on the pain of 7 families. Ever seen such raw anger? Comment furious below. Wuornos' refusal to own up to her crimes and her aggressive deflection infuriated viewers, dishonoring the men she killed. Get set, because the next killer's sick joy and torture will chill you to the bone. Don't miss it. Lawrence Bittaker.
I touched Miss Ledford on the breast with cold metal pliers. And if you listen to the tape, you'll hear those pliers being replaced in the toolbox a few seconds later.
Oh, what did you touch her on the breast for with a pair of pliers?
To shock her with the cold metal.
On June 24th, 1979, Lucinda Lynn Schaefer, 16, left a church meeting in Redondo Beach, California. She never made it home. Lawrence Bittaker and his partner Roy Norris, both ex-cons who met in prison in 1977, grabbed her off the street and into their van nicknamed Murder Mac. Over 5 months, they kidnapped, raped, tortured, and killed 5 teenage girls aged 13 to 18. Schaefer, Andrea Hall, Jacqueline Gilliam, Leah Lamp, and Shirley Ledford. They used tools like pliers, ice picks, and sledgehammers, earning the name Toolbox Killers. Bittaker, born September 27, 1940 in Pittsburgh, had a rap sheet starting at age 12 for shoplifting, later escalating to stabbing a clerk in 1974. Norris, a serial rapist, took a plea deal in 1980, testifying against Bittaker for 45 years to life. Bittaker got the death penalty in 1981, but died of natural causes on December 13, 2019, at San Quentin. In a 2014 Peacock documentary, the Toolbox Killer criminologist Laura Brand shared chilling tapes from her 5-year talks with Bittaker. He laughed while describing Shirley Ledford's screams on October 31, 1979, saying, "She got out a couple quick screams," as he played a tape of her torture in court, grinning. Jurors wept hearing it. Some fled the courtroom. Bittaker bragged about using pliers on victims, signing jail autographs as Pliers Bittaker. His cold joy in reliving the pain, even joking about an underground torture compound, horrified Brand. "The next killer's boosting will boil your blood. Stay locked in." Gary Ridgway.
I don't wish for him to die. I wish for him to have a long, suffering, cruel death.
On July 15, 1982, a body floated in the Green River, Washington. It was Wendy Lee Caulfield, a 16-year-old runaway strangled with her own jeans. Within a month, 4 more women, Deborah Bonner, Marcia Chapman, Opal Mills, and Cynthia Hines, turned up dead nearby. The Green River Killer was born, terrorizing Seattle for nearly 2 decades. Gary Ridgway, a quiet truck painter, was behind it all, arrested on November 30, 2001, after DNA linked him to 4 victims. He confessed to 49 murders, mostly sex workers and runaways, but claimed up to 71, saying he lost count.
You are a loser, you're a coward, you are nobody, you're an animal.
Ridgway lured women along Pacific Highway South, strangled them by hand, and dumped their bodies in wooded areas, often returning for necrophilia. In 2003, he took a plea deal revealing body locations to avoid the death penalty, earning 49 life sentences plus 480 years for evidence tampering. In a 2004 interview with Mary Ellen O'Toole, Ridgway's cold detachment stunned viewers. He described his killings like a job, saying, "Choking is what I did and I was pretty good at it." When asked about a victim's name or story, he shrugged, "I don't know," treating them as objects, not people. His flat tone and lack of regret chilled everyone watching. He even admitted to killing one woman while his son waited in his truck in 1982, lying to the boy that she walked home. Ridgway's emotionless words stripped his victims of dignity, leaving families gutted. But wait, the next killer's bold denial will make your skin crawl. Stay tuned for the next one. John Wayne Gacy. December 11, 1978, Des Plaines, Illinois. 15-year-old Robert Peast vanished after talking to John Wayne Gacy about a job. Police followed the trail to Gacy's home, where a rancid smell led them to a crawl space. By December 21st, they unearthed 29 bodies of young men and boys, with 4 more found in a nearby river. Gacy, a community man and Pogo the Clown at kids' parties, was arrested, confessing to 33 murders from 1972 to 1978. He lured victims with job offers, handcuffed them under a magic trick pretense, then strangled or stabbed them, burying most under his house. Convicted in 1980, he was sentenced to the death penalty. In a 1992 CBS Chicago interview with Walter Jacobson, Gacy's lies were infuriating. He claimed innocence, saying, "Go ahead and kill me, I didn't do it."
If they want to be convinced or brainwashed into what they believe, then fine, then go ahead and kill me.
Despite his confession, his calm voice and fake sincerity as a loving father clashed with his crimes, making viewers' blood boil. When pressed, his mask slipped, snapping, "I'm not a prosecutor," hinting at guilt. Gacy's denial mocked the 33 families grieving, especially since 6 victims remain unidentified today. He even bragged about taking truth serum to prove he forgot his crimes, a blatant lie. Hold on, the next killer's twisted amusement at his crimes will leave you stunned. Don't miss it. If you're hooked by these chilling stories, smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts. Which killer has shocked you most so far? Let us know below. Gary Ray Bowles. On March 14, 1994, John Hardy Roberts, 59, welcomed a stranger into his Daytona Beach home. That stranger, Gary Ray Bowles, beat and strangled him, then stole his credit cards. Over 8 months, Bowles, the I-95 killer, murdered 6 gay men across Florida, Georgia, and Maryland, targeting those who offered him shelter. Arrested on November 22, 1994 in Jacksonville Beach for killing Walter Hinton, 42, with a 40-pound concrete block, he confessed to all 6 murders. His method was brutal. He'd gain trust through sex work, then bludgeon or strangle his victims, stuffing their throats with towels, leaves, or toilet paper, and flee with their money. Bowles, on the FBI's most wanted list, was convicted in 1996 and executed on August 22, 2019, after 21 years on death row. In a 2014 A&E The Killer Speaks interview, Bowles shocked viewers with his casual tone. He smirked while saying, "I felt all right, just relief," after describing a murder. When recalling stealing Timothy Whitfield's identity, he chuckled, calling one victim creepy and crazy. His flippant attitude and blaming his hatred of gay men on a girlfriend's abortion disgusted audiences. Ever met someone this cold? Comment "chilled" below. Bowles' lack of regret and mocking demeanor spit on the memory of his 6 victims, leaving families enraged. His final letter apologized to his mother, but it felt hollow against his earlier glee. Get ready, because the next killer's smug interruptions will make you grit your teeth. Don't miss the next one. Mark Allen Riebe. On August 6, 1989, Donna Callahan, a 29-year-old pregnant clerk, vanished from a Gulf Breeze, Florida convenience store. Her body was never found, but in 1996, Mark Allen Riebe's half-brother, William Alex Wells, led police to a farm in Defuniak Springs where he claimed they buried her. Wells said Riebe strangled Donna in their car after kidnapping her. Arrested in 1996, Riebe was convicted in May 1998 for her murder, receiving a life sentence. Police suspect he killed up to 13 women along Florida's Gulf Coast from 1978 to 1992, including Jacqueline Brandt, 18, found stabbed in 1986, and Pamela June Ray, 36, missing since 1992. Riebe confessed to 12 more murders in 1998, giving details only the killer would know, but later retracted them, claiming police fed him information to protect his son. In a 2017 interview at Blackwater River Correctional Facility with Piers Morgan for Serial Killer with Piers Morgan, Riebe's hostility boiled over. He snapped, "You're wrong," when Morgan pressed him about the murders, his arms crossed tightly, eyes glaring. Riebe interrupted constantly, dismissing questions with sarcasm, and at one point ripped off his microphone, storming out. His cold claim of innocence despite Wells's testimony and a cadaver dog hitting on a dirt mound near an oil drum mocked the families still seeking answers. The next killer's chilling indifference to his victim's suffering will make your stomach turn. Stick around. Andrei Chikatilo. In December 1978, 9-year-old Yelena Zakotnova disappeared from a Rostov, Russia bus stop. Her body, found 2 weeks later, was stabbed 22 times and mutilated. Andrei Chikatilo, a schoolteacher, was the killer, but another man was wrongly executed for it. From 1978 to 1990, Chikatilo, the butcher of Rostov, murdered at least 52 people, mostly women and children, luring them from train stations to secluded spots. He stabbed, mutilated, and sometimes ate parts of his victims, leaving a trail of horror across Soviet Russia. Arrested on November 20th, 1990, after a patrol officer spotted him acting oddly near a crime scene, he confessed to 56 murders during a 12-day interrogation in 1990, detailing each with scary calm. Convicted in 1992, he was executed by gunshot on February 14, 1994. In a 1993 interview before his execution, Chikatilo's cold self-obsession stunned viewers. He rambled about his tough childhood in Ukraine's 1930s famine, ignoring questions about his victims. When asked about their suffering, he shrugged, saying, "I don't think about that." His flat tone and focus on himself, like claiming he wanted to be a dictator, felt like a punch to the families of his 52 victims. During his trial, he sang and ranted in a cage, mocking the court. "Brace yourself, because the next killer's sick laughter about murder will churn your gut. Don't miss this one." William Clyde Gibson. On April 19, 2012, a sister walked into her late mother's New Albany, Indiana, home to settle the estate. In the garage, she found the mutilated body of Christine Whitus, 75, a family friend. William Clyde Gibson, born October 10, 1957, was arrested that day, driving Whitus's minivan drunk. Police soon uncovered 2 more victims. Karen Hodella, 44, stabbed in 2002 after a bar fight over stolen pills. Her body dumped near the Ohio River. And Stephanie Kirk, 35, strangled in March 2012, buried in Gibson's backyard. He confessed to all 3 murders, revealing he had sexually assaulted and mutilated their corpses, even keeping a severed breast in the van's console. Convicted in 2013 and 2014, Gibson got 2 death sentences and 65 years. In a 2018 Inside Death Row interview with Trevor McDonald, Gibson's cold laughter horrified viewers. When asked why he killed Hodella, he chuckled, "Just felt like it," as if discussing a casual choice. He described strangling Whitus calmly, saying he could kill and eat dinner after. His nonchalant tone and grin, even sporting a Death Row X3 tattoo on his head, mocked the pain of his victims' families. Gibson claimed up to 33 murders, unverified, but his glee in detailing necrophilia and cannibalism stunned everyone. Our final killer's fake remorse will leave you reeling. Keep watching. Danny Rowling. In August 1990, Gainesville, Florida turned into a ghost town. 5 University of Florida students, Sonia Larson, 18, Christina Powell, 17, Krista Hoyt, 18, Tracy Pauls, 23, and Manuel Tabawada, 23, were stabbed to death in their apartments over 4 days starting August 24th. Danny Rowling, the Gainesville Ripper, broke into their homes, raped and mutilated his victims, posing their bodies to shock police. Born May 26, 1954 in Shreveport, Louisiana, Rowling grew up abused by his cop father. By 1990, he was a drifter with a rap sheet for robbery and assault. Arrested September 7, 1990, for a separate burglary after a high-speed chase. DNA linked him to the murders in 1991. He confessed, detailing each killing, and was sentenced to 5 death sentences in 1994. He was executed on October 25, 2006. In a 2005 Forensic Factor interview, Rowling's fake remorse made stomachs churn. He leaned forward, eyes gleaming, saying, "The evil took over when the sun went down," as if he weren't in control. He admitted craving fame like Ted Bundy, grinning while describing stabbing Larson, claiming he hated himself afterwards. His tears felt staged, a performance for the camera as he sang a hymn to mimic regret. Ever seen a killer play the victim this well? Comment fake below. Rowling's bid for infamy and crocodile tears mocked the 5 families' pain, especially since his spree inspired the 1996 film Scream. The University of Florida planted 5 trees for his victims, but his interview left their wounds raw. We've reached the end of this chilling countdown. Like the video, hit like, subscribe to our channel for more, and comment which killer's interview shocked you most. Thanks for watching.